Hello, I am Sahil Jagdish Chikle and my project partners are Shivam Santosh Khatu and Prakash Deepak Mahadik from BE Civil, Gharda Institute of Technology. Our project topic is Design Analysis and Feasibility Study of Cyclone Shelter using software, and we have performed this project under the guidance of Dr. Y.R. Kulkarni sir. So first we will start with the introduction. As we know that India has a long coastline of about 7,515 km. When it comes about the tropical cyclone, the Indian subcontinent is among the most worstly affected regions in the world. In India, there is a government-led National Cyclone Risk Mitigation Project which manages the cyclone risk and improves the shelter to reduce the risk of lives and provide the shelter to the local people during the time of disaster. The main importance behind the project work is to design adequate cyclone shelter so as to ensure the physical safety of the people who have no access to the safe shelter, to save human lives and livestock and to ensure their sustenance during the disaster, to safeguard the basic assets needed by the people to survive after disaster and provide a facility for basic medical relief during and after the disaster. The scope of work is, as we have discussed previously, India has a long coastline of about 7,500 km. On an average, about 10% of coastal area is affected by tropical cyclones every year. During 30 years, average human death which has caused due to a cyclone is 25,000 persons per year, among which the 98% people are dead due to the drowning in the surge water. This situation mostly takes place due to the lack of construction of cyclone shelter in such cyclone-prone coastal areas. To mitigate this loss of human lives, the construction of feasible cyclone shelters are being constructed by the Government of India. This cyclone shelter will provide the shelter to the local population during the emergency, and rest of the year it can also be used as a government school. Here we have some data of the cyclone-affected regions at the west coast of India. If we see, then Kerala has affected with 3 number of cyclones, Karnataka with 2, Maharashtra with 13, Goa with 2 and Gujarat with 28. The above table shows the data about the literature review or the data about the research papers which we had taken as a reference to make a deeper study of our project. Aim and objective. The main aim behind our project is to design and study the feasibility of cyclone shelter using software, and the objectives are to understand the design of cyclone shelter, to prepare model of shelter according to the government recommendations by using software, to modify the model with the design proposed in the various regions and examine the impact of wind forces and earthquake on cyclone shelter by using software. Now we will move towards some methodology. In this methodology, we will see the various steps we had taken to make the progress in our project. So firstly, we had started evaluating with various shapes for our cyclone shelter. We had tried evaluating with circle, rectangle, hexagon and many other shapes. After evaluating the shapes, we had assumed the design criteria which was required for the structural specifications and design. In this, we had studied the government specified norms and also the specifications and the norms which were given through various research papers. After assuming the design criteria, we had tried designing a rough plan. After we were ready with the rough plan, we designed the plan on the actual software. After we were ready with the actual plan, we had tried making the model, and finally we had done the analysis of structure for various loads such as wind load, earthquake load, etc. using the software. Here are some plans on which we had tried evaluating. You can see the hexagonal shape. As we know that for cyclone shelter, aerodynamicity is must, so we had tried working on the hexagonal shape. But the main problem with the hexagonal shape was there was no roominess and a lot of space was being wasted. So we tried skipping this shape, although it was aerodynamic shape. Nextly, we had tried with the traditional shape, but in rectangular shape the problem was the aerodynamicity of the structure was not maintained properly.
Hello everyone, I am Prakash Mahadik and I am going to discuss about modeling of our project. So as mentioned before in video, we are not satisfied with hexagon and rectangular like shapes, and that's why we decided to go with a custom design and finalized shape called square cell, which is basically the combination of circle and square. So for modeling, first we need a basic plan, and for that we use software called AutoCAD. Here you can observe the AutoCAD plan of our structure, which is square at middle, which maintain roominess, and also have circular corners which maintain aerodynamics. And when we are dealing with high horizontal forces such as wind load, then deflection is always better than resistance. During cyclone events, injury rate is also high, as well as there are handicapped peoples are in town. So what's about them? What about their comfort? And for that we provided some special provision in toilet. Also there is provision for the entry in shelter, and for that there is wide ramp is created. So to create actual model we chose a software called Revit. It is building information modeling software which allows user to create 4D model of structure. Here you can observe the Revit window with exact plan where different color shows different part of plan. And here you can easily observe the blue area which shows wide passage for quick movement, which is very important during cyclonic conditions. We are planning this structure for coastline area, and that's for we decided to go with pile foundation instead of regular isolated one, because it can provide extra stability to structure during cyclone. After completion of structural work, here is architectural work where lot of things are different than regular building. First is door. Door of this building are strictly open outward. But why? Is there any reason? Then yes, the reason is our brain. Human brain always choose to push instead of pull in panic situation, and that's why you think that I can easily push things while running. After that, the windows. Windows provided here are not made of regular glass. Instead of that, we are using FRP material which provides better strength to stand against wind load. Then flooring. There is no slippery flooring here. It has some roughness so that people can quickly move or run on it. And finally wall, which are made of AC blocks instead of regular bricks. And now our model is ready, and here are some samples of that. And after completion of modeling, we need to analyze it, and for that we chose software called ETABS.
Here I am discussing about the design and analysis of our cyclone shelter using ETABS software. In that we all know that the structure is subjected to the various types of load. So while designing the structure we assign different types of load like dead load, live load, superimposed load, wind load, earthquake load. So we look into them one by one. First, dead load. Dead load are those loads which are permanent, and it is due to the self-weight of the structure, which includes the self-weight of wall, floor, beam, columns, etc. We can find out the dead load of structural component manually by using formula width into height into unit weight of material. In this case we are designing a concrete frame structure, so we consider the unit weight of concrete as 25 kN per meter cube as per IS 875 part 1. Also assigning the dead load cases in ETAB is very easy. In the dead load case, self-weight of structure is automatically taken by ETAB. Just we have to take a self-weight multiplier as 1 and defining the concrete material M30 and rebar material HYSD 500 in material defining property. Second load is a live load. These are the temporary loads applied to the structure on and off over the life of structure. These loads should be taken into consideration for the purpose of the structural safety of building. In IS 875 part 2, they gives us various types of building classifications like residential building, public building, that gives us a live load of each room, which we see in next. Here, as per IS code, they gives us a various live load according to the purpose of room, like classroom, lecture room. It will be a 3 kN per meter square. For corridor and passage, it will be a 4 kN per meter square. For toilets and bathroom, it will be a 2 kN per meter square. And for terrace, if it is an accessible, then it will 1.5 kN per meter square. And if it is not, then 0.75 kN per meter square. After that, the superimposed load is very important. These loads is mainly caused on structure by the non-structural elements of building such as tiles, stones, partition wall, filling material and plastering. Here is the images we can see assigning the superimposed load on the structure. We design the cyclone shelter. It is very important to consider the wind load on the structure. So we design wind load as per IS 875 part 3. Buildings are subjected to the horizontal load due to the wind pressure acting on the building. The wind load act on the exposed surface of the given story are idealized to be supported by the upper and lower floor. And next we assign on our structure is earthquake load as per IS 1893-2000. Seismic load, which means application of earthquake generated agitation to the structure. It happens at the contact surface of the structure either with the ground or with the adjacent structure or with the gravity wave from tsunami. So it is very important to assign earthquake load on our structure. These are the some important factors consider while designing the earthquake load in ETAP, like response reduction factor, seismic zone factor, which depending upon the which zone our structure is located, sill type, which depends upon the soil. Important factors is depend upon the functional use of structure, post earthquake functional need, and historic value and economic importance. After these are the some steps which are necessary while designing the cyclone shelter. As you can see in first image, we assign a fixed support at the base of our cyclone shelter. Fixed support is most rigid type of support or connection. It constrains the member in all translation and rotations. Hence we assign the fixed support at the base of our structure. Next, assigning diaphragm. The rigid diaphragm is where the in-plane stiffness is so large that the two nodes can move relative to each other. That is, they all translate and deform together. There is no elongation and strain develop. So to achieve these, ETAP ties all nodes within the diaphragm extend to the center of rigidity of the system with an infinite in-plane stiffness. After that, these are the 3D views after completion of drawing and assigning the structural component. After completion of all work, these are some rendering images of our structure. After completion of modeling work, analysis work is started. In that, first we take the model check, where we can check joint frames, shells, meshing in our structure. We perform that the model check and no warning message is generated. In the right side diagram, we can see our deflection view after completion of analysis. After all these, the structural stability check is done. When analysis is complete, the basic stability check is for linear load cases is carried out by ETAP. Numbers of negative stiffness eigenvalues should be 0 for the stability. If the structure is unstable, then the warning message will be appear. In our case, the numbers of negative eigenvalues are 0, hence our structure is stable. This is the window of our structural stability check. After completion of analysis work, ETAP gives us a shear force and bending moment diagram. Shear and bending moment diagram are analytical tool used in the conjunction with a structural analysis to help the perform the structural design by determining the value of shear force and bending moment at the given point a structural element such as beam. We have analyzed and create a shear and bending moment in our model, and the result shows the stability throughout the structure. After completion of analysis work, ETAP gives us a resisting reactions values, which we can use these values as in designing of foundation. Next, the shell stress diagram, it is gives us the shell section behavior at different position for the further analysis and research work. After the analysis is over, design of structural element has done as per IS 456-2000 guideline. In ETAP, the design of concrete beam, the program calculate and report the required area of steel for flexure and shear base on the beam movement, shear force, torsion, design load combination. These are the images of the longitudinal reinforced design work. After designing work, we done additional detailing work for our project where we done our slab beam column detailing using CSI detail software. These are some 3D images of our work after detailing work is done. First, slab detailing. This is the sample of the section view of headroom slab after detailing, and also in next image there is a rebar cage of slab. In that they shows us how rebars are placed. CSI detail software also gives us a rebar material quantity. In that our structure total area of floor slab is 1428 square meter. Our total rebar weight is around 18,000 kg, and software also gives us a rebar quantity as per the diameter of rebar, which is shown in the next table. Same as a slab detailing, beam detailing is carried out. In that the after detailing software gives us the cross section of beam where they shows us the rebar placement, stirrup placement. In that section gives us the effective span, clear span and bar quantity, also bar diameter and rebar placement in beam. Also software gives us the bill of material and rebar quantity of a concrete beam. Same as beam and slab detailing, column detailing is done by software. In this they gives us the dimensions of column, like in this section 300 by 450 mm column dimension. Also also gives the numbers of bars and diameter of bars. In this they also gives the bill of quantity and rebar quantity for the concrete column. These are the some samples of scheduling work of beam where they gives us a concrete beam rebar table. In that they gives us a column ID, span length, section size of beam, longitudinal bar, diameter stirrup spacing, rebar diameter for individual beam. After that these are some sample of scheduling work of column, same as beam scheduling, where we get a column size, column section and spacing between the ties and the different zones in column. After this the conclusion of our work is, in this study we attempt to design a cyclone shelter with government specific norm, and additional changes were made for the better stability of structure and ease of movement for the distressed people during the cyclonic event. We made modifications to the material for the better strength. After designing the structural component with both manual and software analysis method, we get almost same result. We suggest that the use of the software for design and feasibility study for the structural mitigation measures will be helpful for the rapid progress in work and efficiency in the structure for the disaster prone region. This study further demands the use prototype and the model based approach with the simulation for the further analysis. These are some of our references for our project. I like to thank all for your time and attention.